I should not done
Close your eyes, yeah. Anthony Windsor.
Hey.
Yes, I am here with funny man, improviser, filmmaker, producer, director, all-around good guy. And we're here doing the Hot Wings Challenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, I've made a huge mistake.
How do you feel about hot stuff, by the way?
So I have a very low pain tolerance. I didn't get into spicy foods until about 2 or 3 years ago when I was using hot foods I was eating healthier, so I was using like hot sauce to help make the food taste better.
Yeah.
So I've gotten a little bit better at it, but
Okay.
around 6 I'll probably die.
Well, we'll find out. We have all of these cameras here to film your impending death. Yes.
Alright, we're about to make a snuff film, let's go.
All right. Well, to get things started, first of all, thanks for having me here. This is great. We can get things rolling. This is the show with hot questions and even hotter wings.
Yes.
Yes. So I've seen this. So to get things started, I think obviously most people know you, or at least I met you doing improv and being a funny guy. But in doing, obviously here at Gresso's, you do the improv meetup.
Yeah.
So how did you get started in improv?
Alright, that's the first question.
That's the
right?
first question. Let's dig in here.
Alright. Oh, it's actually pretty good. Alright. So, improv. I think I used to, when I was in Ohio State, A4 improv was like really big there. And I went to a couple of shows. I tried to audition, but I didn't make it. I'll fast forward like several years. I made this like really bad movie and I felt like really bad about it. So I was about to just quit filmmaking like altogether. So I was like, oh, maybe I can do acting. And then like through a series of weird events, I got pointed to the improv meetup by someone not even related, just someone down in like Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Pointed me to the meetup. I was like, oh yeah, I can go there, do some improv, like try to work on my acting skills.
Right.
And I ended up just like really liking it. I came out every week, fell in love with it, made a bunch of friends here. So me failing at filmmaking turned me into an improviser.
Fair enough. We're a fantastic improviser. All right, so number 2 here. In your younger days, I know that you used to work for McDonald's. I know that you also, doing fast food, and also used to work at a call center.
Yeah.
What is the worst customer experience that you've had doing customer service?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so one of the worst ones I had, I was pretty new to the whole call center game. I was doing tech support. And a guy had called in because he wanted us to sync up his audio system or something like to his TV or something like that.
Yeah.
And I had to make sure because we had the remote Verizon Files. I was like, hey, we have remotes too. Do you need to sync the remote to your audio system? I can try to help with that maybe. He said, no. I need to like hook it up like to the TV or something. And I said, we can't do that. And he yelled about it. Like the last guy did it. And I said, okay, that was nice of him. I have no idea what kind of system you got going on here. I'm going to be of no help to you. It was, and that is not an atypical call. You get stuff like that all over.
Right.
It doesn't matter. I did tech support. I've done healthcare. I've done just sporting goods. I've done photography calls. Like you name it, I've probably done those kind of calls before. And you just you get them with everyone. There's a lot of unreasonable people out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can really do to satisfy them. Some people just want to argue.
Oh yeah, I used to do customer service. I used to work at a call center. I used to work for Verizon for like 9 years. So
really, the Verizon Wireless?
Yeah.
Oh man, I used to transfer stuff to you guys all the time.
It's got the little sweetness to it.
Yeah, I can really taste the pineapple in this one.
So, obviously, one of the other things that you're well known for is doing your film production, film writing, 48-hour film project under Incompetent Films. I know that's The Night Shift, Salvation.
Salvation Comes, yeah.
Salvation Comes and Road Trip.
Yeah.
Those are a few of the films that I've seen. And they have like a kind of a dark comedy, kind of twist to them. I know that I believe that Salvation Comes is kind of a straight movie, and then it's got the twist.
Yeah.
And then Road Trip is a bit of a dark movie within a straight twist.
Yeah.
Yes. So with this being said, what is it that makes a great film to you?
I think what makes a good film is just, solid. You want to start with like solid characters, right? You don't want people that you can see, like you might be able to meet in real life, and that isn't to say like, okay, I'll never meet a guy who jumps planet to planet. That's not what I'm talking about. But there's a way that people talk to each other and interact with each other. Right. And I think that's where a lot of film production kind of falls off. They make characters without flaws. They don't really think about who their characters are. Like if you ask me any one of my characters, I can tell you their entire backstory. Like I just like to know them as well as I can. And the other thing, solid writing. Like you can have bad cameras, you can have even bad audio. Like bad audio you don't want to have, but if your writing is good enough, people will look past anything. If characters are goofy enough, but the writing is solid and funny, they'll look past it.
Yeah.
So you want to have a good beginning, middle, and then a resolution. I see way too many short films that ran out of time, or they just didn't know how to end it, so they kind of make no ending at all.
Right.
But there's always a difference between no ending and an ambiguous ending that makes you think, and the audience is going to be able to tell right away whether you're BSing them or not.
Sure.
So that's what it is. Like all my movies, I want to have some kind of payoff to it. There's a reason you watched it.
Sure. Also, kind of tying in with that, who are some of your, because as I said, I know that you do comedy, and so that kind of dark comedy element kind of reminds me of like Jordan Peele in that sense, because I know he's obviously famous for comedy and then also film production now. Yeah. Who are some of your big kind of muses, if you will?
Oh man, so especially filmmaking, I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino fan. So I'm not a Tarantino film. That would be terrifying.
You're a huge Tarantino film. Yes.
I'm a huge Tarantino fan. He writes comedy into his movies so flawlessly. Yeah. And he said if you just point a camera at the audience, you would think that you're watching a comedy. You wouldn't think that you're watching maybe like a World War II like Redux film or something like that, or like a gangster flick where one of the main characters just dies halfway through it. You wouldn't think that you're watching those kind of movies. Right. So that's one of my inspirations. I love Spike Lee. Got to meet him once. He's way too cool for me. Yeah. He doesn't get enough credit. He's a very technical filmmaker. Like the stuff that he does is really good. Just like on a pure technical level, when there's uses of it's called a Dutch angles. He'll do Dutch angles. He does double dollies. He does a lot of really good camera work that you don't notice, and that's how you know it's good, because you don't notice it. Right. And then, as far as the comedies go, I feel like I'm dark comedy because that's just kind of how I am. I feel like I'm very real with myself, and I feel like I can laugh with myself and laugh with others as well. Yeah. And that comes out in the writing. There's a level of just pure sarcasm that goes along with the seriousness of the undertones. Who did I watch a lot? I watched a lot of Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams before he fell off. Yeah. And even now I have Bill Burr. He does a lot of comedy like that too.
I was a big fan of Burr.
Yeah. No, it has a mustard taste to it.
So, kind of sticking with the film question. What are some of the films that were really kind of inspirational to you to kind of get you into filmmaking? Oh,
okay. So, my top 5. So the original Star Wars trilogy, I love a lot. And it's not even just like a nerd thing. I watched those when my dad got those for me in a little gold VHS little kit thing. Right. Back in '97, I instantly fell in love. It was just, the adventure, just the magic, and you lost in it. And even if you just look past the fandom of Star Wars, there's a lot of really good things that they did in those movies. Like they were real, ILM they were really good. They're trailblazers, essentially. And what they did, the kind of practical effects that they used to, to make that film come to life was amazing. And then, like, later on, I ended up watching a couple of Tarantino, like Pulp Fiction. Sure. And that was one of the greatest things I'd ever seen in my life. I was just amazed by the amount, like, the storytelling, the level of work he was able to do so early into his career.
Yeah.
And, I can see movies, it's a wide variety. Another one, The Raid 1 and The Raid 2.
Yes.
Yeah, I love a good martial arts flick, and the amount of choreography that they do is incredible in that movie. And it's like they cut out all the filler. All that filler that movie is just cut out. They said, they know. Yeah, that's what I love about it. They know what the audience like really came in there to see.
Yes.
Like I don't need to have him save a damsel in distress.
Right.
I need him to get through like level to level of building while kicking ass. Like that's really what I want to see.
There's no foreplay with The Raid. It's all raw, no cut.
Yeah.
No cut.
Yeah, and the choreography is good, and the best thing about it is how confident that camera work is. They don't cut a lot. Like if someone's getting like hit and thrown to a wall, he will just set the camera and he'll get hit, thrown into the wall, and it's on the actors to pull it off.
Right.
Hopefully they can. So that's a little bit. And Inglourious Basterds, another Tarantino film. I love that movie so much. Half the movie is in another language, and you never get frustrated with it.
Yeah.
The acting's brilliant in it, and then to round off my top 5, Lion King. I think it's a solid movie. The music's really good in that.
Yeah.
And what Disney does well is how they incorporate their music into it.
Right.
That's the thing. If you watch a Disney movie versus like any other movie that tries to put the music into there, it's always awkward seeing it because they don't understand the amount of production that goes into it. They base it around the music first.
Right.
So that's just some of the stuff that I kind of like really go back to each time I try to make a movie.
I don't know if I've ever heard of a top 5 that had Inglourious Basterds and The Lion King and Raid all in the same place.
You gotta diversify.
Yes, this is incredible.
You gotta diversify. It's a lot. Yeah, I never like to stick to just one lane or one specialty. I like to get a whole breadth of knowledge.
Yeah.
There's a lot that the film industry has. That the film industry has to offer. And it makes their points in different ways.
Sure.
Some movies make you laugh, some movies make you cry, and everything just comes together at once, and it's just magical. I love it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So number 5 here is explain that gram.
Okay.
So what we have a few pictures. I'm going to show them to you without context. The audience will see them without context. We want you to explain what these are.
Okay.
So the first one that caught my eye. This gram right here. this gram right here. This guy. Is,
oh my goodness.
Is this Pepe Le Pew? I don't know what.
Mike,
explain. Please explain this gram.
All right. So when I was little, I lived in Italy. My dad was in the Air Force, so we lived in Italy. So they play softball. My dad played softball with his fellow firefighters out there. I'm pretty sure that's where that is. And I guess I was just a very loving baby. So, just wanted to show my love to everyone.
Yes.
Very,
very much an adorable.
My mom actually took that picture.
Did she?
You'd think that the parents were like, "Oh no, don't!" No, my mom, and that was back with the Polaroids too. So she had to get the Polaroid out. Like, yeah. That's how that happened.
It's a very adorable picture. The other one that I have that caught my eye. This right here. I saw this recently. On I think you had posted a memory on Facebook or Instagram, and I believe I said that you look like not very busy bone is what we went with, or a Make-A-Wish bone. It was one of those two. And tell us about these long, luscious locks here.
Oh my goodness! So when I was in junior high, when I was in 6th grade, actually, cornrows were kind of the fashion at then.
Yeah.
So I asked my parents, "Hey, can I have long hair?" And they told me, "Hey, if you go ahead and keep your grades up, you can grow your hair out." So I did. I A student, So 7th grade, I started in the 6th grade, starting 7th grade. I don't know. I went in. I had the actual little puffs before to help it grow out faster, even though I know now that it didn't really do anything. And I had long hair, so I just kept it going. And after about 3 or 4 years, it reached its maximum length. I had long hair for almost a decade. After several years, you get really tired of brushing it out in the morning. So I got in the habit of just getting it flat ironed, so that way I didn't have to, spend all morning brushing it out. I would just take a comb through it in the morning, pull it back, and go about my day when it wasn't in braids.
Very nice. Have you thought about going back to the long, luscious locks?
I've got it braided. Just my hair. I noticed my hair was getting too long. I got braided like once or twice.
Right.
Every time I get it long enough, I'll get sick if enough people will complain to me.
Yeah. They'll
ask me to cut it. So eventually I'll end up cutting. I was going to grow my hair out with my daughter, but my girlfriend really asked that I cut my hair.
She said no, huh?
Yeah. So I unfortunately had to cut it again, as you can see here.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I do have one more picture. That this one, it struck me. There were several in the series. This picture, please explain this, Graham, to us.
All right. That is not CGI. That is all practical.
Yeah.
So, what was it? I think I was watching Yonkers by Tyler, the Creator, and then Yonkers, and then like he had these like dark eyes.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I wonder how he did that. Then it turns out they're called black sclera contacts.
So this is not because of the opioid crisis.
Fortunately, no. I never. I was not anywhere near cool enough to get caught up in the opioid crisis.
Fair enough.
I was too lame, and I avoided it. So I got some black scleras because that was going to be my little Halloween thing.
Yeah.
And they're bigger than regular contacts.
Yeah.
So they're really, and I don't wear glasses or contacts. So I don't want to put them in. So I struggled for like half hour trying to get those in the first time I did it. And they were huge. Yeah. It took a while. They're like really itchy. I was constantly blinking and stuff. They're really uncomfortable to wear.
Yeah.
But worth it for the pictures.
Yeah, it's one hell of an aesthetic. One hell of an aesthetic. Well, very cool. I think Method Man had the white ones in the You're All I Need video. Yeah, I saw that.
Hobson ended up bringing those back for a little bit before he fell off.
All right, number 6. How are you doing so far? We're halfway home.
You know what? I'm not doing too bad. I haven't really had to like down milk and water yet. I'm taking just a little sip, so I feel good so far. But I know once 7 hits, it's gonna be a whole different story. Ask me in a couple.
Couple more. All right. Well, this is one of my favorite questions that I ask on the Godcast. You are a very funny guy.
Thanks. I don't deserve that.
What makes up your comedy DNA?
So rooted in, I think rooted in my dad. My dad is hilarious. I think I'm funny. You should hear him talk sometimes.
Yeah.
He'll always be joking around and, laughing with us. He always telling jokes. He did a lot of the stuff that I know now is very improvised.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really call it improvised. You just mess around with your friends, whatever.
Right.
So that is the entire root of, that's where the kind of the foundation of it is. And then so what I did was, coming up to meet up, just trying out different things. When I first started, I was actually I thought it'd be hilarious to be mean all the time.
Yeah.
And actually isn't. It turns out you have to be funnier than you are offensive. Or funnier than you are mean or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that really helped me to mellow out and create characters. So, working with people like, Mark Hale, who is really big on character work. I read through Upright Citizens Brigade, their comedy little handbook.
Yeah.
I read through that, and it's so good. Like, if I ever have a bad set, I will go back to that book and try to figure out where it all went wrong.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the rest of it is just kind of just watching around the scene, what are people doing and what exactly, I try to tap in and see what made it funny. I watched Hockenlin a lot, seeing TBD. TBD the musical, just hashtag comedy in general, seeing Sassy Do, seeing, people like Donut Sunday, just seeing kind of what they're doing, like what they're tapping into, and I kind of use that as a starting point, try to find like how I can make myself a little bit better of a person. I realize I am really good as a straight man.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be like, the wacky, just really mean guy, but it
Right.
turns out just being a straight guy is actually very necessary and helps to drive a scene.
Well, it's cool that you mentioned a lot of local inspiration, and some of those groups are not some of all of those groups are hilarious, and they all have their certain quirks. I guess this will probably lead into another question, but
Okay.
we'll say that for the next question.
Okay.
We'll say that for the next question. All right, number 7. It's good.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
We were just talking about some of your local inspiration, and I would contend I'm new into the improv scene, and I consider you one of my inspirations. Coming into the improv meetup.
That's hot. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Start to pick up a little. Let's go into the milk. So, how did you get involved in being the host of the local improv meetup? Because there's a whole generation of improvisers here that know that you're the face of this meetup.
Yeah. Oh, it's so hot. So, well, the way I got started, I just came out consistently for over like a year or two, and occasionally Jeremy, if he had he would have shows with his group, Dude Party. So since I came out and he knew I was reliable, he would ask if I would host it for him.
Yeah.
So I would host it a couple times whenever he couldn't do it. And then, oh my God, hold on a second, I'm going to finish this. That really took its sweet time.
A little pickup on there. It started slow and then it gradually increased the heat.
Yeah. So eventually, Jeremy, he couldn't. He had to take a little bit of a break from it, and he asked if I could host it indefinitely.
Okay.
So that's how I became, just the face of it, more so. And it's so cool because every about 5-6 months, a whole new generation of people will come in.
Yeah.
So yeah, after 6 months, it's so crazy seeing people leave, and then like a whole new group of people will come in.
Right.
And kind of was there for them, not necessarily to guide them, but to help. A lot of people. This is their introduction into the comedy scene.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in, from hashtag, Donut Sunday, Sandbox Comedy.
Yeah.
You have,
Not to mention Face Club.
Yeah, Face Club. Yeah, you guys were out here a lot.
That's how we joined.
Yeah, Slumberjacks.
Yeah.
That's how they came. They were coming out to meet up.
Yeah.
So it's crazy the amount of people that have come out through here, and I think it's important just to let people know. You don't. Especially in Columbus, you don't necessarily have to go to a theater. You don't have to spend nearly $1,000 on classes. If your goal is just to come out and have fun, this is perfect. You meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
You hear about shows, right? Go to classes. You're not going to hear about everything that's going on in the Columbus community. You're going to hear about that theater's shows. You come out here, you have people that are having shows every single week, and you're really gonna find out what's happening in the improv community. So, even veterans, I think, can benefit just by coming out to meet up. You have relative kindergartens next to valedictorians.
Yeah.
Coming out, and it helps. Even if you're a veteran, you can learn. How do I play with other people that might not be as advanced as me. So it's a different kind of challenge for them.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I think it's a great. As I said, being new into the game and then now I've been around improv, the local scene, for about a year.
Yeah.
It's cool to try to work some new things in, and the way you host is phenomenal because you open it up to anyone. Whether they've done it before or they're brand new into it. So.
Yeah, I'm glad I could be there for them.
Yeah.
It's so weird hearing people say, "Oh, I look up to you. You're a leader in this community."
Yeah.
Because it's I feel like just yesterday I was, shining new. I was going to a hashtag shows on Wednesdays trying to see what this whole improv thing was about.
Yeah.
And, now I come in, I host people. It's been an incredible journey. I absolutely love this community.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that you are bringing that up as a leader, my first improv class. You were there in the level 1 class. You showed up in Mark Hale's class.
Yeah.
And I remember getting some reps in with you, and I was like, man, this guy is good. You know, like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but this guy knows what he's doing. So.
Yeah. Mark's a really good friend of mine. He asked, he said he has this new class, and if Mark ever asks me for I owe this man so much. He ever asks me for anything, I'm always right there. So I try to, even towards classes now, for each new class that he has, I try to pop in, once or twice, just to see how things are going, help him out. So I'm glad I was able to see Face Club go from, students in Mark's class to where you guys are now, because you guys are one of the premier groups now.
Oh.
Yeah. Now if I play with you guys, I'm like, geez. Maybe I'll just let them, maybe I'll just sit out in the wings. They got this.
Yeah, make sure we don't edit this out. Let's keep this.
Yeah, good. So, Cosign, Face Club, they're great.
All right.
Oh, God.
Number 8.
I'm not looking forward to this.
I feel.
A little scared, but you know what? Let's do it.
All right, no guts, no glory.
I'm about to be a punk here. Oh God, it's fun.
I feel like this is going to be a slow.
That tastes absolutely awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of a slow burn.
Yeah.
So, again,
Oh, don't die on me, please.
nah, I think I'm good. May have lost my voice.
That was my voice. That is bad.
Most people know you as a funny man, but when we deep dive into your social media,
Yeah.
you're one hell of an athlete. I've seen you body slamming people, climbing walls like Spider-Man. So what do you do now to stay fit?
Oh, good. So, the stay fit now. That's really bad. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's rough.
Oh, God. Why would you guys let me do this? Why? Okay, so the stay fit now, watch my calorie intake.
Yeah.
Watch my caloric intake. That's the thing. It's calories in versus calories out.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that you do. Anyone can lose weight. Losing weight is actually easier than building muscle, I think. Because building muscle, you have to actually work out, and you have to eat a very specific way. You have to train right. But losing weight, all you have to do is eat less calories. You don't have to work out. You can be sedentary and lose weight.
Right.
You can trophy, any kind of way at all. So that's where it starts at. I start at a specific calorie count, and then Monday to Friday I got a gym at my job. I'm working out there. I'll do the full workout if I can. If I can only do a partial workout, I'll only do a partial workout and then leave. But it's very important for me to work out as good as I can. Watch what I, and just watching what I eat. I got into meal prepping before COVID-19 hit. And now I've got a little bit chunkier, so I gotta lose all this weight again.
Right.
But, quarantine rules. It is what it is. Oh, citric acid. Oh, God.
Rough, man. It's rough.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I should not have done that.
Watch your eyes, yeah.
Oh, that is god awful. Okay. Citric acid does do the trick, though. Okay, from what I know, that is definitely the worst one. The other two aren't near as bad.
Yeah.
Woo!
Alright.
Oh, that was so bad. Okay, where was I? Oh, staying fit. Yeah, I was an athlete in high school. I was a wrestler. I did football up until 7th grade, but oh God, here it comes back. I shouldn't have licked my lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, up until 7th grade, but I'm so small and undersized. I just couldn't compete, so I went to wrestling where it goes by weight class.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. My dad actually tried to get me into it years before, and I thought it was stupid. but then I ended up getting back in, ended up doing it anyway, starting 7th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a wrestler in college. I went to rock climbing. Originally just because I needed a student job there.
Right.
And that was the connection was at the climbing wall. So I ended up loving it. I ended up loving climbing. I would really love to get back into it.
Yeah.
And then when I couldn't get into climbing, I'll run. You know? I was doing that for a while. So right now it's working out, but I love to get back into climbing and running, hopefully. And if all fails, I can go back to wrestling, coach a youth league or something.
Very nice. Very nice. Man, that shit was rough. Yeah, we'll try this.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo!
Oh god, that's so bad. Oh my goodness.
Woo! Oh, sir. Rough.
Yeah.
That one started off like really slow.
Yeah.
And then it just fucking escalated really
Yes,
quickly.
it's fucking battery acid.
Woo!
Oh god, fuck those guys.
Woo!
Okay.
Was able to maintain my composure asking that question. I wanted to get up and run out of the room.
That was so bad. I'm thinking of the other two aren't near as bad.
Chocolate milk, not as good as what? Yeah, let's try some chocolate milk.
Yeah. Woo! Try it. Dude, go for it.
Woo! Holy shit.
I'm about to pour this. Oh god, I'm keeping most of this in. Oh god.
I don't know why my nose is burning.
I keep licking my lips. Oh, I'm an idiot.
I haven't licked my lips yet. My tongue. I was watching the episode with Kevin Hart,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he was like, "Man, this shit's so hot, my teeth are numb." Yep.
I feel it.
Yep.
It's not him. It's that fucking sauce. That's what I get for being too brave.
Woo!
Okay, I think the worst is past.
All right, it's number 9.
Okay.
All right.
I'm scared now.
Yeah.
Oh god, what side was touching it? Oh god.
All right. So, your social feeds, we got Mad Villain, Kendrick Lamar, Earl Sweatshirt, who else? Dr. Dre, all of these people. So obviously you're a fan of good hip hop.
Oh yeah.
So what was the album or the song that you heard that just pulled you in to be a fan of hip hop?
Alright. So my dad was a huge hip hop head. You know, he fell in love with it back in like 80, like when it was young. When it wasn't supposed to last. So I've always been listening to rap music as I've been listening to rap music as long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
When Criss Cross came out with Jump, I love that song so much. My mom actually braided my hair like them, dressed my clothes backwards for me.
Very nice.
Yeah, I was only like 2 or 3.
I Miss the Bus was my favorite track on that album.
That's not bad. Yeah, it's not a bad one. Yeah. So that's what pulled me in, and then I remember DMX. I really loved DMX. Still to this day, my favorite rappers of all time. These are my top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a great run.
Yeah. So listening to DMX, you know, that's that kind of music, and then Outkast. I love, the Speaker Box and Love Below album. I remember that duel. I got that for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved that. I really loved Big Boy's album on that. Because everyone praises like, it's Big Boy and Andre 3K. Everyone praises Andre 3000. Big Boy actually had a really solid album too. I listened to that. This day I'll still go back and listen to a couple songs from there. And then from there, Lil Chris, and then when Kanye West came out with College Dropout, that just changed. That just flipped the whole game on its head.
I love Kanye West. How are you on the Yeezus album? There's a group of Kanye West fans who love the Yeezus album, and they say that's where they started to hate Kanye West. Where do you sit on the Yeezus album?
So when I first listened to it, I could tell, I thought it was a little too rushed because he did that album like really quick, and I had my concerns when I listened to it. It was like really odd. It sounded like nothing Kanye West had ever made. I didn't know what to make. And there were a couple songs I loved on there. You know, New Slaves is obviously a classic. Black Skinhead is a good sports anthem. On Site. I feel like there might be. Oh, and I Am a God. I still listen.
I Am a God.
Oh yeah, that was your opening to the Guncat.
Yes,
I still love that opening. So when I go back onto it, it's actually aged pretty well. Yeah, it's actually aged well. That was his. Apparently, that was what he thought hip hop was going towards. You know, he's doing more minimalist stuff, and I think that he actually, for not having a blueprint on what that sounds like, I thought he actually did a really solid job on it. I actually think I like it better now than I did when it originally came out. Now that I got to look back onto it, you know, there's some songs on there still a little odd, but I still like that. Even Bound 2.
Yeah, I think Blood on the Leaves is like my favorite. Might be my favorite song. Ever. Yeah, like
that drop.
Yeah,
it was sick.
Yeah, that track is amazing.
To this day, you got what is it, like house music, whatever. You got like a house music just like doing those like drops.
Big drop, yeah.
Yeah, none of them compete to that drop from Blood on the Leaves.
I agree. I love how you mentioned Outkast and the speaker box Love Below. I kind of agree that I feel like Andre started a lot of that hip-hop singing, emoting, if you will.
Yeah.
So I feel like that didn't age as well because so many other people kind of took that lane, you know, like Drake and, you know, Kanye did it with the 808 and Heartbreaks.
Yeah.
But that speaker box album is just a solid boom-bap hip-hop album.
Yeah, that's what it is. The production is really good, and Big Boy has his own style, and it's one thing we've seen from people like Missy Elliott and Tribe Called Quest. When you have your own decent, like legitimate style, your music is going to age well.
Yeah.
You know, they don't just go for the flavor of the month. They go for what they think sounds well and what really fits them. Even Tribe Called Quest's like newer album that they made the other year.
Yeah.
It sounded like, you know, classic Tribe, and it still had a really like classic sound to it.
Right.
You know, and that's what it is. With Love Below, it is really far off. You know, Andre 3000, obviously he's a really good artist. He has his own little thing that, you know, he does. One reason I had a hard time listening to it though, like it wasn't necessarily because it didn't sound like anything I'd heard.
Right.
It just wasn't the kind of, you know, music I was really going for.
Right.
It was like a really contemporary in parts. You know, there's a lot of ballads, and it's a guilty secret of mine. I hate love songs. There are very few. There's a very small portion of love songs I actually like.
Okay.
And I just, you know, that's really what it was. It sounded, you know, it's a lot of ballads on there.
Right.
But yeah, I think a lot of, you know, it's been, you know, a lot of rappers that are kind of incorporating that style. You know, Andre, and a lot of the Atlanta rappers, you know, they didn't get respect for a long time. It took until like ringtone rap, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
For them to like really start getting the respect that they deserved. But you know, Andre started that, and then you had you know, Kanye West doing the soulful stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And then you had his 808 and Heartbreaks album, which is. It's not his best album, but that's Kanye's most influential album.
It changed the trajectory of so many artists.
Yeah, and then, you know, you got artists like Drake now, and, you know, the whole new trap scene, you know, it's a lot more emotional. A lot of, like, old heads really hate it, but I think they hate it because it's new.
Yeah.
You know, if you really look into it, you know, rap's entering more of, like, a punk phase to it. You have artists now who don't really, you know, street credit, you know, isn't, like, the biggest thing anymore, you know. You know, just like fitting in like with what traditionally you would expect a rapper to be isn't, you know, that's not important. What's important is, you know, how you connect with people and the music that you're making.
Sure.
And, you know, they're making stuff that, you know, better or worse, are really connecting with people, and they're putting a lot more, there's a lot of raw emotion in these new artists now. There's a lot of raw emotion you weren't getting before. Or, you know, before, not that they weren't being honest, but, you know, I feel like there was almost a kind of image that everyone like wanted to really, you know, put out for themselves.
Right.
You know, but you don't need the labels now. You can be yourself. That's one of the good things.
Yeah. You had mentioned that certain things that I don't. This is probably getting off topic, but some of the creating like new music and kind of falling into those lanes. As a film producer, writer, do you feel kind of pressured to kind of create your own path as a creator, or do you feel more comfortable with kind of expanding on ideas that already exist?
So I think the best way to answer that is I make movies that I would wanna watch.
Right.
I think that's the best way to do it. I have my own particular style that I put into it. There's a layer of a little bit of dark humor in there. Sure. But I try to, but this is a lot of stuff that I try to like make my own. Like I try to make a very confident camera. You watch my movies, you don't see like tons of like camera movements a lot like you do other ones. Right. There are very like either slow movements or like very fluid or like, I'll let the actors themselves move. I'm not a fan of like a million different cuts or whatever.
Yeah.
So, that's some of the stuff I, just try to incorporate into my own. So, I make my own lane, but, you start from somewhere. Everything builds upon each other. That's the great thing about art. Nothing ever exists in a vacuum.
Sure.
Like you hear opera now, right? You hear like a lot of singing.
Yeah.
Like that. No one's singing in their opera until like what, Beethoven or Mozart. Yeah, I think Beethoven came and put some vocals in his.
Right.
That was the big thing. But now, if you say, "Hey, this has vocals," you're like, so what? We're
right.
Yeah, we're several centuries past that.
Right.
So I take what the people before me have done. I find what they do well, and I try to expand on it. Try to add my own kind of style to it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, at the end of the day, I created something that never existed before.
Right. Fair enough.
Whew, man, these wings.
Wings, boy.
I haven't had to take the shirt off
Woo!
yet, though.
Woo!
Hi.
How did you get started in film, by the way?
In film, I got started by... Oh, I know. In college, I was going to try to get a creative writing minor. I took a poetry course.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? And you had to do there was like a token poem that you were assigned or picked out, whatever.
Yeah.
And mine was, what was it called? It was from the Bell Jar, basically. Sylvia Plath. Yeah, her book on the Bell Jar. It was the one where there was 9 lines, and each line had 9 words.
Okay.
I think it was 9 and 9. Yeah, because she was pregnant. It might have been 8 and 8. Actually, oh God, I am failing right now. But anyways, so I said, okay, so for my project, I'm going to make a short film. It was a friend of mine, Mike Faga. He was like kind of doing like some kind of film stuff. I knew him because I was a blogger like back then.
Right.
He was also a blogger. I said, hey, do you want to like help me make this, whatever? He said, yeah, I'd love to. And that was my first start, trying to make a film. It's 15 minutes long, it's horrible, but at the end of the day,
right.
It is what it is. That's how I got started, and then I saw the 48 the next year and said, oh, you know what, I'm going to try this. I think we can do something. So I did something with him again for the 48.
Yeah.
Together, and then I just kept doing it. He's not really into like the filmmaking. He's more of a photographer, and he runs his own business now, but I kept going down that path. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've seen, as I said, plenty of your films, and they're all really good. I saw one that I absolutely did not like. I thought it was terrible. It's La Katrina.
Oh, God, that was in high school.
Anderson, ¿está sorprendido verme?
No realmente.
Five-star!
I saw that film, and it was not your best work. If I can be frank with you, I respect you as an artist and as a man.
You found it, no.
But that was not your best work. In fact, there are some scenes in there that may get you canceled today. So a group of white people wearing sombreros dancing, speaking Spanish.
No, don't blame me. Blame Spanish teachers everywhere for showing their students La Katrina to teach them Spanish, and then saying, hey, go ahead and make your own video project about this.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was so much
Good
fun.
stuff.
That was, I think that was the first thing. Like I really, me and my friends, not my friends, but they were my classmates. I guess they're friends. Yeah. Everyone else made like a short, like 2 to 5 minutes. Ours was like 15 minutes long.
Right.
If you actually watch the La Katrina's like student like series that they make for students, whatever.
Yeah.
If you actually watch that series, we made fun of that stuff so hard, and that's why. Oh man. It's a special place in my heart for that one.
It was good stuff.
Windows Movie Maker, best editing program I've ever used. I recorded it on it was a little tape that we had to record. Yeah, it was like a little DV tape that you put in there, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, and it's 240 pixel glory.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I know that was whatever. That was question 9 plus like 8 more questions. We went way off track.
It's good. Fine for me.
All right, so we are into the last dab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple of extra drops on there to show off my testicular fortitude.
All right, I'll put a little bit extra. See, now I have to do it.
There you go.
Smart.
You gotta get that dab in.
Okay.
And of course, here we are. Question number 10. This has been a hell of a winding road here.
Okay.
These, the hot spices here. So, you, sir, are a new father. Mm-hmm. Big shout out to Scarlett.
Thank you.
And
Hi, baby.
yeah. Hi, Scarlett. So, being a new father, what is the most important or valuable piece of advice that you want to pass on to your daughter?
Oh man. So I think the important thing I really want to pass on to her is that I want her to be someone that she can come to, that she can talk to.
Right.
If she gets in trouble, I don't want her to think, I have to hide this, from my dad. Like I want her to think like, okay, I need to call my dad so he can help me out.
Yeah.
And I think that's the real that's a really big difference. And then the other thing too, I know like especially as men, a lot of us like look forward to like having a son, like it's gonna be my boy and raise him just like me.
Right.
But I don't really want to have that kind of mindset when it comes to my daughter. I want to show that I'm proud. Like, just want to show I'm proud of her.
Sure.
I love being around her. You're one of the people I look up to. Like, you have such a great relationship with your daughter. Very, very loving relationship. That's the kind of relationship I want to have with her. I want to just raise her to just like treat her like a human, right?
Right.
Don't raise her to believe, this is what women are. This is how women need to behave and act. I want her, she's her own person. I want her to eventually have, her own set of goals, her own set, of values and morals that she kind of learns and gains for herself.
Sure.
For herself, So, that's what it is. I just want to, show that, just kind of be with her every, step of the way of her life. My job isn't to, to mold her or whatever. My job is to give her the tools that she needs to succeed later on in life. I think, that's one of the, I think that's that's really important, especially, just for any kid,
No.
Yeah, it's, sorry, I just had my thought, but
Yeah.
the wings.
They'll clear your thoughts out.
They really do.
Well, I have a bonus question I'll throw in there. Since you are a parent, what is the piece of parenting that you have learned that you didn't expect? Like for me, I realized that being a parent was the most overrated, title, right? I thought that I held my parents on this, I was like, oh, they know so much. And then I learned when I became a parent that the only thing that happened is I just had a child. You know what I mean? Like, my parents were doing improv the whole time.
Yeah. What
is the thing about being a parent that caught you off guard that you didn't know?
I think one of the things that caught me off guard was, just See, I don't want to say the investment. Like, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, I didn't know that you had to spend time. You had to spend time with your kid. But no, it's the amount of time that doing any task with your child actually takes. Like getting her ready in the morning. I thought I was like, oh yeah, fine. Put her, get her dressed real quick, get in the car, say bing, bam, boom.
Yeah.
It is nothing like that at all. Oh no, you gotta change them, you gotta feed them.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you might have to rechange them.
Yes.
You know, sometimes they're just not in a good mood.
Well, that's the built-in excuse that you have now. You know,
Oh,
if you're late,
I love it.
I gotta go, or
Oh,
I'm
man.
here late because of the kid.
Oh, I've been able to get out of so many things by just hiding behind my kid. Oh, I'd love to, but oh man, you know, I got my kid with me. I'm so sorry.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what it is. I try my best to, you know, I don't want my daughter thinking that, you know, my life was like ruined because of her. You know, too many people will tell you that, like, oh yeah, I had all the stuff I was doing, but you know, you came along and things changed, whatever.
Right.
So I try to incorporate her into, you know, bring her along in my life.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's actually what my dad did. My dad never stopped, playing baseball and hanging out with his friends,
Right.
If he was at the fields, we were at the field.
Yeah,
we're right at the fields with them.
Yeah.
So I do improv, occasionally. If I need to, I'll bring her along.
Sure.
I'll bring her along with me, whatever. There's a couple things I've learned now. Not to tell your kid. I tell your kids now. I actually started watching Daniel Tiger to relate to her more.
Yes, Daniel Tiger's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my daughter's 11 and already she will grab the Fire Stick remote, point it at the TV, and try to get to Daniel Tiger.
Right.
Already. I've actually learned a lot, even as being a parent, just watching that show.
In fact, I've learned most of my hygiene tips from Daniel Tiger. As a 30-plus-year-old man, I didn't learn those things until a few years ago. I started watching Daniel Tiger. Yeah,
I learned a lot. Like, okay, be nice to your kids. Oh, of course.
Yes.
Be excited for them.
Yeah. What's my favorite piece of advice from Daniel Tiger? If you're upset, you close your eyes and count to 5. Is what I learned. So I do
when
that.
you get so mad that you wanna run,
Yes.
take a deep breath and count to 4.
Yes, that's the one. I do that occasionally at my job. So
That's actually a very solid piece of advice. That actually works for everyone. I laughed when they said, I was like, this is such a stupid song. And I got mad. I was like, oh my God, this works.
That song is a winner.
Yeah.
Well, look, you made it through all 10, and
Okay.
no one died. At least not yet. I don't know if there's going to be any repercussions afterwards or how this is going to turn out. But it's been great. I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed the conversation. I don't know if I enjoyed the last 3 wins. Those were rough.
Yeah. They were very, very, very rough.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The bomb can go to hell.
Yeah, the bomb's rough, man. That one took me out.
Oh God.
That one took me out.
Man.
Well, look, I guess we have to sign out. Is there anything that you're pitching right now?
Everything's locked down, but go check out Incompetent Films on YouTube.
Yeah.
Come out to Gresso. They're nice enough to support us, provide us with wings. If you're free, Ohio restaurants are now slowly opening back up, so please come out, consider Gresso's. Eventually, go ahead and join the Columbus Improv Comedy Meetup on Facebook and on meetup.com. And when we start rolling again, you can come out and join us.
Yeah, the meetup is every Thursday.
Yes.
Except for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Or except if there's a pandemic, we've learned.
Yeah, well, every day is Thanksgiving with the pandemic.
Fair enough. Look, I am the God Show, Anthony Windsor the second.
Yep.
So there's another Anthony Windsor. There's 2 of you running around. That's you have a twin. Is that how that works? If you're the second.
I may have eaten one in the room, possibly.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Nope, just me and my dad.
All right, fair enough. Well, thank you. And for myself, for Anthony, we're out of here.
Peace. Thank you so much.
Dab again.
Dab.
Last
Dab.
time.
Oh my God.
All right, man. That one was so hard to take.
It was worse than the other ones.
It was.
The last dab, I could eat another bite of it.
Whew. Yeah, The Last Dab is not that bad. I knew The Last Dab couldn't be that bad when they were like putting extra, like. Oh, we're good, man. We're good.